Hey, my name's Josh Rhodes with Crypto Y'all. And if you're looking for an authentic, trustworthy place to not only do your crypto investing alongside of other awesome people, but to get training, to acquire skills, to get intel and alpha on the market, if you want to dominate in this crypto cycle, but you don't know what you don't know, then check this out. What you're about to see is a weekly market update call that I do with my members. I have a mastermind and a private mentorship called Get Paid Daily. And we literally every week meet together and also have a community, of course, and a training suite, all of the things that I've used to create multiple six-figure crypto wallets over the last couple of bull cycles. And this video is specifically designed for members, but I'm releasing it to the public. You can watch it, get the alpha, enjoy it. Hey, I hope you make some money. It's not financial advice, but it is research and intel that helps you potentially get in early on some awesome opportunities. And if you want more of this, then go to cryptoyall.co. That's cryptoyall.co and watch my little free case study that explains everything we do and how we create passive income with crypto. And from there, if you want to schedule a call with me, we'll jump on a Zoom video call and see if it's a good fit for you. But until then, check out this awesome weekly members only call that I'm making available for free for you today. Talk soon.
So I'm really excited about what we're going to cover today. Take notes, jot stuff down. Obviously, we'll be on a recording here, but like it's good to like take notes. I think just so that you can not have to go back and rewatch things. You don't have enough time to rewatch stuff. So do your best to watch it and take notes and be actionable on the first side or on the first volley, and then that way you can ask follow-up questions, clarification questions. Also, ask questions. Let's troubleshoot. Let's Q&A. If you have other things that you want to cover, this call is going to be very much a research and development call, an R&D. This is intel. This is snipers in the trees. This is reconnaissance, and this is me bringing research to the top of the minds of our members and our audience, and you can then do what you want to with it. It's obviously not financial advice, but I'm going to be talking about a very specific sector and narrative of the crypto bull run. And we are in a bull run. If you look at this screen, you can see, let's see, am I sharing that screen appropriately? Let's see. Yeah. So this is our crypto bubbles, right? So crypto bubbles shows action in the market. I have it currently set to the year or year to date. Look at this. Tell me we're not in a bull market. I mean, Bitcoin's not even the top performer at 128% year to date. Currently, Caspa, Injective, Rune, Render, Solana, the list goes on. This is a bull market, okay? Regardless of what Jim Cramer and everybody else says about what's happening in the market, we have a strong contingent of first movers happening in crypto. Bitcoin is the leader. It is the canary in the coal mine, and it will continue to be that. But you will have other altcoins that front run even Bitcoin. But as a whole and on the macro, Bitcoin is our leader. And so with crypto bubbles, you can back out into the monthly, and you can see what our monthly movers look like. I'm going to be talking a lot about AVAX today. AVAX and Chainlink are two of my favorites. Two of my favorite large caps, that is, in this market. Just go ahead and want to nail that down. I would say Sol or Solana is as well. These are just large cap notables. Today is not about large caps, but I do want to just call it out when I see it. They each have fantastic, unique selling propositions. They each have utilities and specific narratives that they're a part of. AVAX and Solana, layer ones, set apart to compete with Ethereum, but they each have their own niche that they are really, really good at, or at least are developing or emerging at. And of course, Chainlink is interoperability, helping blockchains talk to blockchains and non-blockchains talk to blockchains. It's an incredible use case as we move forward. So, wow, just lots of stuff happening in the last 24 hours. If you have been under a crypto rock and you didn't see what happened yesterday, Binance is the second largest, is the largest. It was the second largest after FTX, or before FTX crumbled. FTX used to be the largest. Binance has been the largest crypto exchange, central exchange on the planet, commanding 52% of all central exchange volume. Let that sink in. So Binance has had this online persona, or almost like a gossip. We'll call it gossip, FUD, that it's the single point of failure for crypto. And the CEO here, CZ, I think it's Changpeng Zhao in China. He's a Chinese national, but he lives in the United Arab Emirates. And Binance being that big of a player, like just to give you some context, like Coinbase has like, I don't know, 10%, maybe 15%, might even be less than that, more like 12%. But like Binance is just 4 or 5 times larger than Coinbase, Kraken, all those guys. Like the Kraken lawsuit that we got the other day is actually really just small potatoes. Like nobody really cares in terms of just the market. Binance, big domino. If Binance would have fell like FTX did, we would have a market crash again. It'd be crazy, miserable. We would all just be in the gutters and sad. But that's not what happened. And I'm going to put on my tinfoil cap for you for a second. I'm going to put on my conspiracy theory cap. What ended up happening was the DOJ, literally the Attorney General of the United States, came out with Janet Yellen, the Treasury Secretary, yesterday at the time of this call recording yesterday. And they basically said that Binance CEO is stepping down. He's paying a personal fine of $50 million. He's stepping down from CEO. We are dropping criminal charges against him, I think is what they said, but or something. But they've been accused of money laundering corporately, and CZ being the CEO being the scapegoat. And but then they came and said it wasn't money laundering as much as it was just like Hamas, Al-Qaeda, Taliban have been using Binance as a money washing exchange. So the DOJ basically took all of the probably actual charges that people were thinking that Binance was going to get hit with, and really just said, hey, you know what? Terrorist group have been using y'all's exchange. We've got to fine you, and we've got to make an example out of you. But we can't afford to let Binance fall like FTX. And to give y'all a little history, a year ago, literally a year ago, a little over a year and a month, no, it's probably like right out of a year ago, beginning of November. I can't remember. CZ here went on Twitter and said, we're selling all of our FTT tokens. FTT was the native token of the FTX exchange. They had like 3 or 4 billion. They absolutely tanked. They just dumped all these FTT tokens on the market because the CZ knew that SBF had propped up FTX, had fabricated numbers, was printing fake money, and was doing a massive Ponzi scheme at FTX and was co-mingling funds. CZ didn't want to be a part of it. So CZ dumped it, crashed FTX because FTX was propped up on its fake money, FTT. And we even believe that the all-time high of Bitcoin, which happened literally almost to the day a year ago, that top was actually a false top. And the real top happened in April of 2020. That was 2021. Sorry. So 2 years ago. And then the November of 2021, that top was fake because of the FTT inflation that they were buying Bitcoin with FTT. And it was like a fake manipulation. And then a year later, CZ comes out and says, we're dumping this FTT. We've discovered that it's not real. And so he crashed FTX. FTX went under. Tons of people were hurt and damaged by it. Obviously, SBF is going to jail for a long, long time. And now the DOJ comes out. Now, the FTX Central Exchange, I'm going a little long here, but I just want everybody to have context and understand like how big of a deal this is and how much of a bull market we're in. FTX was the back-breaking moment of the cycle of the bear market. It was the last straw. And so that's what allowed the crypto winter to proceed and like flush out of the system. And so from that point on, you actually have a bull market beginning, ironically, about a month or two later. And that's where and then you fast forward to where we are, we're up over 100% year to date. Well, apparently FTX was just a massive money washing apparatus for Washington, D.C. bureaucrats. And a lot of people were mad. A lot of politicians, even Gary Gensler, the chairman of the SEC, were warm and cozy with SBF and the organization. He was donating a ton of money to politicians, all of that. It's just really gross, really nasty. And so we're glad that FTX went down, but there's a lot of powers that be that weren't. Well, now enter the hedge funds, enter BlackRock's, Vanguard's, Fidelity's, Wisdom Tree's, ARK Invest's, the big money, the wealth of nations enter the crypto space since then. And they're all saying, hey, we're not like, don't approve this spot Bitcoin ETF if you've got this, this lingering problem with FTX still out there. With Binance still. If there's FUD in the system, do not approve this spot ETF. We don't want to get caught up in some domino chain after the ETFs are launched, and then CZ gets in trouble, and then we have another FTX fiasco. So my tinfoil cap, my conspiracy theorist or theory is Larry Fink at BlackRock is calling his buddy Gary Gensler saying, get Merrick Garland, the attorney general, get them, button this up. I do not want a Binance crash. I want him slapped on the wrist, replace him, scapegoat him, but the market doesn't need to crash. It doesn't need to get this massive problem. So what happens? They march him out. They say he's in trouble. They slap him on the wrist. They're not putting him in jail. Blah, blah, blah. Binance is fine. Customer funds are fine. It was just because they quote unquote allowed the Taliban to use their exchange. And so this is actually hysterically good news for us retail investors who are front running institutional money, because the institutional money now is saying to the government, who they basically fund and puppet, hey, no more funny business, no more crashes. Make sure our golden road is paved smoothly. And if there are retail investors that come along with us, great. Who cares? We're going to make our money on these spot ETFs, and we don't want any interruptions from some crazy troublemakers in the crypto industry. So anyway, it's really fascinating if you get into that kind of stuff. But now I want to move on a little bit quicker through the alpha of our call. And this little summary might actually, on Twitter, if all these Chrome browsers I have open represents some of my research and what we're trying to cover today, just so you guys know. So this guy sums it up great. Did y'all think they were going to bring their biggest clients to Bitcoin, kick off the massive bull run, and then let Binance and Kraken make a killing off the subsequent U.S. retail interest in crypto? Negative. So these are the top 10 owners of Coinbase globally. You've got Vanguard, ARK Invest, Nico, BlackRock, Fidelity, everyone basically who are investing in, or applying for a spot Bitcoin ETF. And so they said, go ahead and get this Binance and Kraken stuff out of the way. We own Coinbase. We're happy with it. And we're launched. And Coinbase is the custodian, the earmarked custodian for the spot ETFs for every one of these applications. So Coinbase is the federally regulated, NASDAQ traded central exchange that Larry Fink and all of his associates are going to use to actually custody the Bitcoin that they have to have as collateral for their ETF. So they just said, hey, look, no funny business, clean the streets before we arrive. Quick note here with Sol, and I would say that the chain, what he says here about Solana is equally true about Link. The charts almost look exactly the same. He says, imagine being bearish or shaken out on Sol as we are in a stage 2 breakout, still holding green dots. He uses this green dot indicator. It's proprietary to this particular user. I keep hoping for a retest of the breakout zone, but it can't even give that to me on all the bad news we were hit with. So the point here, the reason why I bring this up is the bad news that we had a little pullback. I don't know if you guys were noticing on Bitcoin and altcoins. We got some price reductions yesterday, but it wasn't a crash. It wasn't a crash. We're going to hit the charts here real quick, but you're in a bear market. What happened yesterday? We lose like 25%. We're dropping 20 to 30 to 40% in a bear market because the floor is weak. But we're in a bull market. The floor is strong. The foundation is strong. There's so much buy pressure at the resistance levels right now. It's so fun to be where we're at. I showed this a few weeks ago. Every time this is the USDT, the largest stable coin on the planet. Every time you see it dipping like this, going downward, these red candles, this is where people are exchanging USDT stablecoin for altcoins or Bitcoin. And so we've seen that. And these circles usually represent the beginnings of and the durations of alt season. So the circle is not to scale per se. It's just to identify an incredible area where we need to be not only accumulating, but to have accumulated already. Because as that stablecoin chart goes up, as that green candle goes up, then we'll see that's when we're selling back into stable coins. Hope that makes sense. It's kind of an inverse way to look at it. Today, the dollar is up. We look at this often, but I said last time the enemy has been slain. The DXY, the US dollar index, this little punch to the throat that the DXY took last week. This was on a day or on a week where the stock market added almost $800 billion in a day, which is the entire crypto total total 2 market cap to the stock market. When you see that happen, it means the US dollar is done for. I'm hoping and looking for a US dollar to do something. Let's see, where's my arrow? Let's see. I'm hoping to see a trend line look something like this, but going into the halving of April. It won't be a straight line, but you get my drift. It's gonna continue to make lower highs and lower lows. That's what we're looking for on the DXY. As the DXY goes down, crypto Bitcoin will go up. Bitcoin will see rallies first. Obviously, yesterday you saw the DXY go up in light of the risk off or risk on assets getting hurt a little bit, but not too bad. I'll take it. This is the weekly time frame that we're looking at here. And what I want to kind of zoom out on, if I can here, I know this is kind of a busy looking chart, but what you're looking at are Fibonacci levels. Those are the volcanic, layers here, the multicolored rainbow layers here. Yeah, my internet connection is, I've got to get my internet fixed. So I'm sorry if I break up a little bit. What we're looking at are the Fibonacci levels. And where we've broken out, again, this is the weekly time frame. So we're looking, all of these green and red candles that are meshed together are actual full weeks. So hopefully, whoops, didn't mean to move that. Looks like our resistance level is about 38,790. So we're looking to close this week. If we can close this week on Bitcoin above 38,790-ish, then our next stop would be 44,000. And if 44,000 happens, you're going to see a lot of good stuff happening in the altcoins. You're going to see a lot of profit-taking opportunities in your altcoins. This, the blue lines are two just wedges or areas. So my opinion is that we're going to be bouncing off of these two blue lines for the next several months. And we might not ever, bounce off the actual blue line, but this is going to act as kind of a channel resistance, and this is going to act as kind of a channel support. So when you start looking at the chart, or you're trying to figure out short-term profit-taking strategies, I think this is kind of the general, again, with margins of error, where we're going to be moving forward on the weekly timeframes. Again, this is actually reaching out until 2028. So I'm really just like, we're going to be in here for the next 6 months or so with Bitcoin. Now, if the spot ETF is approved, I think we go north of 55,000 almost instantly, and then all bets are off, and we have to draw new lines, because we will invalidate a lot of what's on my screen here. But until that catalyst happens, we have to go with what we've got. I put this here on November 2nd. I stand by my word. The biggest no-brainer in all of crypto is Chainlink. And as you can tell, if you look at this chart, and I go back to what this guy Wick was saying, this is Solana. Look at Solana, and then look at Chainlink. They both broke out of this crazy long channel that we've been tracking. Let's see, where was it? It was for 500, and I was accumulating Chainlink for 525 days. Let that sink in. Like, man, almost 2 years. So this is why Chainlink is about to have a powerful outperformance of Bitcoin, because it's like a spring that's been loading up, boom, 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 and then it's just sprung. So we're still in a great buy zone. I would say excellent buy zone. It's not as good, obviously, as accumulating for the previous 600 days, but if you're here, you still have a lot of room to go. And let's just, for fun, because I'm a link maximalist. Yeah, here we go. So I'm going to just show you some ranges here. My bear case for Chainlink, I've said this before, is right here, $81 I think this is the bear case. Like if we get here and we're bumping our heads on this ceiling, this is where, this will probably be my final take profit. I might leave 20% in and try to get up here. This would be my maximum bull case is at 130, but 80, 81. But we start getting up here above 50. This is where I'll start taking profits. I'll start taking 20, 30% off the table, 20, 30%. And then I'll have probably, I'll leave a 20% worth in the market just to see if we can get some kind of crazy euphoric parabolic number. So that's my chain link outlook. We're not going to do a ton of charting today or large cap talk. I always provide you guys with good like foundational macro information. And then from there, we talk about individual tokens. What we're looking at here is the total market cap, that is of Bitcoin, Ethereum, and all of the altcoins. And so you've got a $1.36 trillion market cap. And notice anything similar? These market caps. Whoop, that's the wrong tool. Channeling in a breakout. So you've got Chainlink basically representing the total market cap, along with Solana representing the movement of the total market cap. So that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. And so what I'm looking for is a $3 trillion market cap, if not higher. I really hope it gets higher because that's kind of where we landed last bull run. So I would hope to see a much higher total market cap. And then we have the total two market cap is everything except for Bitcoin. And this is Ethereum, obviously, and all the altcoins. And you see a very similar movement. And so there's different reasons we look at the different totals. Total 3 excludes Bitcoin and Ethereum. So you'll see a lot more volatility here. But again, you'll see the mirroring. Lots of strength. These yellow and blue bars over here basically represent the buy pressure at this level. So we can confidently say that we have a floor. We're basically at a floor. I'm not sure we'll ever see a sub $30,000 Bitcoin ever again in history. Obviously, I could stand to be corrected, but I'm not sure that's ever going to happen. So, okay, moving forward, I'm going to transition now into kind of the meat and potatoes of today. I'm afraid I'm going to run out of time, so I'm going to go really fast. I'm not going to do some academic scholarly research in front of you, but I'm going to call out some massive opportunities for us to pursue together. Obviously, you're in charge of your own money, and I'm not going to prescribe how much money you invest or what you invest your money into. But I do want to provide just some more information that maybe you don't have time to do on your own, but I can maybe get you closer to the pin on some information that will help you. So what I want to do is specifically dive into a sector I've talked about a lot ever since I started crypto, y'all, and that is GameFi. Crypto games, video games, blockchain, play to earn. There's a lot of different phrases that come along with GameFi. Now, do you have to be a video gamer to invest in GameFi? Absolutely not. You just have to believe in the narrative. Do people play video games? Yes. Do people like to own assets? Yes. Do people like to earn money doing things they love to do? Yes. Are video games a massive industry in the traditional sense? Absolutely. I think the video game industry, don't quote me on this, is larger collectively than all the professional sports of the world combined. So it's a huge money industry that is transitioning to blockchain slowly but surely. And we have a lot of crypto blockchain developers and massive entities who are creating not only games, but infrastructure companies and infrastructure chains and tokens that you can invest in. Also launch pads, like where people launch their projects and get early funding and provide the hype, if you will, around particular things. So what I'm about to do is simply take you through a fast journey. Some of the names I think you will have heard of, like Nakamoto Games. I think I've got to mention them today, even though I did include them in our previous 100x portfolio. They're outperforming. And so I need to make sure that you're able to at least consider it as for your altcoin portfolio. Okay. Let me share my screen. Okay, this guy says real world assets are heating up and ready to take off in the bull run. GameFi will also be among the biggest narratives of the cycle. Here's the project that capitalizes on both narratives. And I showed you this because it's AVAX. So AVAX, I mentioned at the beginning of the call, Avalanche, AVAX is the ticker symbol. fantastic counterpart to Link, in my opinion. I think they're going to perform very similarly as we move forward. I don't want to do a deep dive into AVAX, but they're going to be a major player in the GameFi industry, in the GameFi sector and narrative moving forward. So if you want exposure to GameFi, but you don't want to buy micro caps that are super volatile and risky, you can move up the chain. You can always move up market cap ladders and invest in the larger market caps that provide the infrastructure in the actual main nets or networks like Avalanche. So as we move forward into what I'm about to show you are extremely risky, extremely speculative, extremely future-based profit. Understand that Avalanche is probably your best bet in terms of just like surefire profits. You're just not going to get as many multiple opportunities. When we look at CoinGecko, and let me close a few of these browser windows just to give us some more bandwidth here. That's what I should have been doing as we go along. I'm using CoinGecko on a couple of views today. I like CoinMarketCap better, but CoinGecko does a few things better in terms of categorization. Just to give you some context here on GameFi as an industry, the market cap, the general market cap, is 11 billion. Now, put a number 1 in the chat if you've ever heard of Dogecoin, Shiba Inu, the doggy coins, right? Of course, you've heard of Dogecoin. Probably have owned it at some point, if not already. So Dogecoin has a $70 billion market cap. That's one meme dog coin has $70 billion market cap. The entirety of the GameFi market cap currently is 11 billion. Now you got to ask yourself, okay, does Dogecoin have more utility and use case than GameFi? And now let's talk about what utility and use case means. When I say utility and use case, I mean, do people use it? And so I mean, as a kid who grew up in the 80s on a Nintendo Entertainment System and grew up through the 90s when computers were introduced and what's the name of the strategy games and like the World of Warcraft and then Fortnite and Minecraft and like, again, you don't have to be a gamer. That's not the point here. The point is, do people game? And the answer is yes. The games in and of themselves are entertainment. Entertainment is the use case. And now when you blend it with the greatest financial technology in history, you all of a sudden have a future where people not only game for fun, they game for profit and they game for an income. And that's already been in existence. It's just not optimized yet as an experience. And so you've got all this market cap sitting at 11.6 billion, which is nothing compared to a Dogecoin meme coin that has no utility. So you're early. This is a massive coiled up spring trampoline ready to catapult us to big profits. And I'm saying somewhere on this list right here, and I'm going to drop this in the chat just so you can open it up and use it for your own research, this list. Somewhere on this list, you've got 100x, 50x, 500x opportunities. Massive, massive opportunities. They're not all, they're not all locked up and, guaranteed returns, but you're gonna do well in this industry. So I want to start with kind of what I would consider the granddaddy of them all, which is Gala Games. I think Gala is going to be. They've had terrible news. They've had terrible. They have infighting happening, but that's all the stuff that I like to see happen at the end of bull markets or at the end of bear markets in the beginning of bull markets, because now it's kind of like they got all the sewage flushed out, and they've got an opportunity to go up and to the right once again with the bull market. And so Gala Games is not just games, it's also music, it's also films. They make movies. It's an entertainment company. I think Gala has a lot of upside. Could be a 6 to 10x opportunity. The market cap is really too large to compete with the multiples of the other games that we're going to talk about today, but definitely something you want to, I would say, have in your GameFi portfolio. They have an excellent product, and you'll see even now, if you observe with me on the screen, the quality even of the aesthetics compared to some of the other projects I'm about to show you. Now, I'm not saying that you need to judge every book by its cover as far as aesthetics go, but it'll kind of show you the level of investment and the VC money, the capital, and the cash flow that each project has and where they are kind of in their life cycle. So definitely look into Gala. A smaller cap would be Yield Guild Games. YGG is the ticker symbol. They've got a $100 million market cap, which is very small. $100 million market cap. The tokenomics, not great. About 28% of their tokens, if this is accurate. These aren't always accurate, so I always like to read the white paper. If you haven't gone through the training on how to qualify a crypto investment, make sure you go through that training. I'm not going to do that all over again today. So we got about 28% of the circulating supply. What I would want to look into there is when are the token unlocks, because if the token unlocks are in 24 to 48 months, this 28% represents the approximately the only amount of circulating supply that is going to be on the market. So if there's a bunch of buy pressure, they're locked into 284 million tokens, this price will go up tremendously. If there's a lot of tokens that are about to be dumped onto the market, then of course we want to be aware of that. And the only way to figure that out is going to the white paper and just reading up on the tokenomics schedule real quick. Yield Games, you can kind of see they'll each take their own aesthetic. You can see even with this particular token, very different feel and look from Gala Games, but no different than a lot of the other platforms that we're going to look at today. So this is a kind of a platform rather than a game studio. One that I'm really excited about, I am not an investor here, but I will be very soon, is Shrapnel. This is on the Avalanche network. So going back to the previous comments on AVAX, I believe AVAX is going to be one of the leading large cap GameFi supporters. That's not all that Avalanche does. It's just a network or a blockchain, but they have done a lot to recruit GameFi developers, namely with a partnership with AWS, Amazon Web Services. But Shrapnel is I believe it's what we would consider a first-person shooter. Let's see. I've got the white paper pulled up, and I've got the website here. If it will load, I believe you can play it now. I could be wrong about that. I haven't looked in. Again, I'm not an investor yet, but this would be akin to Fortnite, Call of Duty, Halo, etc. So very, very popular game genre. The game footage that I've watched is really, really impressive. So just again, from a game fun factor, what we're looking for with the game tokens is, will people play it? Will it get mass adoption? And all the GameFi industry really needs is one game to hit it big. And when I say hit it big, like become Fortnite big, if one game becomes Minecraft big or Roblox big, then it's game over, game set match. We're gonna absolutely crush it. And we don't even have to have it during the cycle. Like, I think the narrative is strong enough with GameFi that you're going to get 10Xs routinely. But when you invest in particular games, you're going to get more volatility because what if the game is not successful, or what if the game has FUD or whatever. But you can also invest in infrastructure plays or studios that put out multiple games, or infrastructures like blockchains or technology cryptos that these gaming studios use to develop games. Engine Coin's a great example of that. ENJN, I believe you can buy that on Coinbase straight up. You can't buy a lot of the tokens we're talking about today on a central exchange. You have to buy them on decentralized exchanges. Like with Shrapnel, I would likely go buy this at Trader Joe, because Trader Joe is a big Avalanche. Yeah, they've got liquidity here. So Trader Joe is traderjoe.xyz. You could just go connect your wallet there and swap Avalanche or USDC on the Avalanche network for Shrapnel. $14 million market cap, almost non-existent. That's how early you are on this opportunity. So again, I'm going to be investing here significantly, and I'm excited about this particular project and what I've seen. For those of you who use ChatGPT, I use it very often to help me with crypto research. You can do plugins now, and I have a PDF reader plugin that you can add. You can add plugins. This is just a little hack. What I did is I went and I grabbed the URL of the white paper, and I brought it over, and I asked ChatGPT to give me a tokenomics summary and a token unlock schedule for Shrapnel, and it showed me all the allocations, the unlock cliffs, that is when they're scheduled. And so a lot of the cliffs are 12 to 60 months, which is really, really good for us. And I just have to determine when Shrapnel actually started so that we can back out of that schedule. All right, moving on for time's sake. Beam, BEAM is the ticker symbol. $354 million market cap, so much larger than Shrapnel. This is a Well, let me show you the website, onbeam.com. This is an infrastructure play. Okay. This is an infrastructure play. This is where you'll get good returns. You'll get probably more predictable returns. Sorry, I think this is a heavy website pull on my computer. I'm actually, yeah. Let's see, click anywhere. Yeah. So this is an infrastructure play. You're going to get more predictable returns here. You'll get great returns, but it's not going to be as high or as crazy or as euphoric as an individual game that hits it and wins. So look into Beam. Still early here and fantastic opportunity. Ronin is kind of like a Gala Games, in my opinion, but much smaller market cap at 221 million. Ronin is famous for producing the first and most popular ever GameFi game from the last couple of cycles, which was Axie Infinity. Axie Infinity was more popular in the Asian markets, in Southeast Asian markets, but globally became a huge mobile crypto-based game. And Ronin is a studio. So check out RON, the ticker symbol, which is a great platform for GameFi. This next one, I kind of feel, I almost feel guilty promoting. It's called Sinverse. They call it the first rated R crypto gaming exercise. Basically, it's Grand Theft Auto. For those of you familiar with Grand Theft Auto, it's all about building your own gangster underground criminal chain and blood and guts, and that's going to be really popular. And look how early it is. Less than $10 million market cap. So just insanely risky. But hey, if you put $100 on it and at 1,000 X's, have fun. Could be awesome. That's Sinverse. Champs.world. I haven't done as much research on this particular project yet. It is a role-playing game. Champions of Arborithia. I mean, you're going to see some really obscure stuff too, by the way. On these play to earn games. I mean, you got to think about it. They are starting these brand new lores, mythologies, and trying to get people to emotionally connect with these things. So you're going to get some crazy stuff that is just going to be shocking. $3.8 million market cap. So like those two games that I just showed you, Sin and Champs, are the type of crypto investments that you don't go all in on, but if like you take your Starbucks money and put on there, you know, it's up 77% in one day to give you some volatility context. Let's look at it over the last month. Yeah. So good gosh. So it's basically 4x'd 300 or 400% in the last 30 days. So that I would consider this a strong move and an early narrative in the bull market. So even if you're right here, I think you've got a lot more upside. So, Champs, not a bad play. I'll probably invest there a little bit. Playable games. This is another studio, if I'm not mistaken. So kind of like a baby Gala Games or a Nakamoto Games. $30 million market cap. Good movement. I put it next to Nakamoto purposefully. I don't want to look at their website. I've looked at Nakamoto too many times. So yeah, Nakamoto's at 93 million. Playable is at 30 million. And I'm not saying that they mirror each other perfectly, but basically Playable is where Nakamoto was 2 months ago in market cap, I believe. And Nakamoto, for those of you not following along in our 100x challenge, right now it was the top performer. Now it's third position behind Rio and Ferrum. But Nakamoto, I'm going to actually, can I pull up their chart real quick? I just want to look at, I wonder if I can do this quick enough. I think Playable is going to be one that I definitely move into pretty quickly, probably today, along with Sinverse and Champs. I just wanted to look at the market cap of where Nakamoto was a month ago. I'm sorry for my internet speed, y'all. It's pretty brutal. Okay. Naka. Let's see. All right. So since September 25th, we are up. No, that's not right. 56%. That's not right. Hang with me. Hang on. I'm getting somewhere here. Okay. So September, we'll call it 23rd. So Nakamoto is up almost 100%, 94.76% year to date, or since September 23rd ish. And where's my market cap indicator? I don't think they're tracking market cap on this. That's my problem. Naka. Yeah. I don't think I'm able to do that. Anyway, sorry. I'm getting sidetracked. Playable, I think, is Nakamoto 2 months ago. So probably a good 100x play opportunity along with Champs and Sinverse that I was talking about a minute ago. I'm going to pause here just for time's sake. I want to answer any questions y'all have, and then obviously wrap up because I don't want to go too long, but I think we're still good on time. If you guys have questions, drop them in the chat or in the Q&A area. John, how do you recognize if the token is related to one game like Shrapnel or an entire company like Gala? Is that in the white paper? Yeah, but it's also on the homepage. Usually, they'll identify kind of what they're there for. So they'll say, hey, we're a technology, they'll call out their unique selling proposition. Can you do a quick explanation of how to use Trader Joe? I haven't swapped AVAX yet. Maybe do a playable demo. I don't have any, I don't have my tokens available to do that. But basically, if you go to, I'll do a demo, like a simulation. So Trader Joe is one of the, traderjoe.xyz is the URL. TraderJoeXYZ.com or TraderJoe.xyz. This is a DEX, a decentralized exchange, just like Uniswap, just like PancakeSwap, just like a million other swaps out there. But Trader Joe is one of the more notable ones, and it was originally an Avalanche supported DEX. Now they support Arbitrum, BNB Chain, and Ethereum. So decentralized exchanges are the backbone of DeFi and how we can yield farm and do all kinds of fun stuff. All you do is come here and click on trade. Some DEXs will call it swap, obviously swap now. And then as long as you've got your wallet connected and you've got some Avalanche or USDC on the Avalanche network or any other Avalanche based token, you would just simply go here and choose what you have in your wallet, obviously Avalanche. And then here you hit select token and you select the token that you want. Now, if you're talking about Shrapnel, it's really simple to go over here to the coin market cap and copy the token contract number here, copy to clipboard, and then go back over to Trader Joe, because I'd be surprised, maybe not, but I doubt if you type in Shrapnel. Oh, it is here. So this is great. This is actually really bullish for Shrapnel that they are automatically populating here in the search. If they don't populate, then you would have to type in the token or paste that token address and then choose Shrap that way, and then make the swap. Just, again, my wallet's not connected, but you get my drift. You would just follow the prompts. Your AVAX or your MetaMask wallet will pop up with prompts, and that's how you do that. So, excuse me. Jay Curley, so I connect my Coinbase wallet to TraderJoe.xyz. Yeah, if you use Coinbase wallet instead of MetaMask, yes, you connect your hot wallet. Hot wallets meaning your self-custody wallets based on the internet. Brian Graham, do I buy all these through Trader Joe? No, you don't. You might be able to. Trader Joe, again, has many competitors, but you do have to look at each token and see which chain they're on. For example, Champs here is on the Ethereum blockchain. So if you want to buy Champs, then I would recommend going to Uniswap, because Uniswap, just like uniswap.org, largest decentralized exchange on the planet, originally is the Ethereum servicing platform, but now they service a bunch more, including Avalanche. So see what I'm saying? Like, you can use Uniswap to buy Shrapnel as well. And you would just have to be, again, selecting the right tokens for, and have your wallet connected, etc. And then let's see if Shrapnel shows up. Yeah. And so you could do it there, assuming Uniswap has liquidity. The fact that it didn't show up like it did on Trader Joe tells me that Trader Joe is probably a better place to buy Shrapnel specifically. But when it comes to Champs, then you just want to make sure you're on the Ethereum network and Ethereum network on your MetaMask wallet. Obviously, connect your wallet, and then you'll just be able to go in here and let's see if Champs populates. Yeah, Champions of Arborothia, whatever. So yeah, that's cool that it was already there in their search. So Ethereum, typically a Uniswap hub. Avalanche, typically a Trader Joe hub, or Trader Joe is typically a hub for Avalanche-based tokens. Kevin says, so do you follow your 100x to 1000x challenge on DBank? Yeah, I just have I created a wallet specifically for that in my MetaMask account. And so, yeah, right here, we put $1,000 in on September 27th and we're up 81% as of this moment. So, Jay says, I just got my ledger and used your code. Oh, cool. Do I connect it to my Coinbase account to keep my stuff on cold wallet ledger? Nope, you don't have to connect it to anything. Your ledger wallet is a wallet. It is its own entity. So you just want to go through the setup process, go to the ledger YouTube channel, or I also have the same YouTube video embedded in the training area in module 1, I think. But you just want to watch the ledger setup because there's a native software that you want to download from ledger.com. So it basically acts as your wallet on your computer. And then you use that as the receiving wallet address. So I mean, you can connect Ledger to things like MetaMask. I don't advise it necessarily. It's not a bad thing. It's one more layer of like responsibility you got to worry about. You can just send it to and from your cold wallet to your hot wallet. That the cold wallets and hot wallets are different entities for a purpose. Good questions. Okay. Time's up. Hope this was helpful. For those of you celebrating Thanksgiving, happy Thanksgiving. Have a wonderful rest of the week. And man, we've got a lot of bull run ahead of us. So get ready to make some money. Talk to y'all soon.
Again, if you're looking for a trustworthy community in crypto investing where there's down-to-earth people who want to create money, maybe you want to pad the stats on your retirement, maybe you want to create more time freedom for you and your family, maybe you want to pay off the mortgage or go travel more or whatever your outcome is, you need what I call a crypto flywheel. That is cash flow, appreciation, and leverage, 3 wealth strategies built into what I call the crypto flywheel method. And that crypto flywheel method is what I've used to create exponential, life-changing, life-altering money with crypto, the highest performing asset class in history. But you got to know what you're doing. So if you want to take the next steps with a trustworthy mentor, mastermind, and just overall awesome community that's down to earth, go to cryptoyall.co, watch the 12-minute video. If you like what you see, schedule a call with me and we'll have a one-on-one conversation, okay? No sales teams, no customer service agents, no veiled internet characters with neon hair and gamer chairs, just down to earth people wanting to invest in crypto alongside of each other with good standards of practice. I'll talk to you really soon.